Today, I became a scalper. Guys, this is the 8-pack Evolution tin case from Costco, and it dropped today here in the local area in Nova Scotia. It's Sunday morning. Nobody is at work. I mean, it's Sunday, Thanksgiving weekend, and at 7:30 a.m., Costco opened, especially for Pokemon scalpers such as myself, in order to purchase this lovely box of tins. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I've bought tins from distribution before. And let's talk about the price difference quickly. That was $90 plus tax for 8 tins, plus, Cosmo foil, Costco exclusive evolutions. Nice cards. $90. What I paid from distribution for the 8 tins in the square group, $360. So, bit of a difference there in terms of what you can get from distribution versus what you can get from Costco. That's why I tell people, hunt the Costco. Now, I'm not keeping those. I actually have someone that they're already being given to. So those are not something that I'm going to be selling. I might just let them pick it up when they want. Because at 7:30 this morning, I was making my coffee, and I noticed Costco had it in stock. Costco opening their doors early at 7:30. I jumped in the car, ran over, took about 15 minutes to get there. I was there at 7:45, 7:50. Lineup. Big lineup. Now, let's talk about what's happened at other stores here in the Maritimes. Fredericton apparently was just the worst. They had fights. There was police were called. They had a lot of problems in Fredericton. There was some dubious characters who were quite rude, harassing regular customers in Costco because they did not want to follow the line of procedure. So this is what the Halifax Costco did, and I think the Dartmouth Crossing Costco did something similar. They set up a line, and they let people go through and do 2 per transaction, which means, yes, you could get back in line. I did not. I didn't go for two rounds. I went in once, and you see all the regulars, all the people. A lot of my customers were in line. I said hello to some people. There was a lot of people there who had their hoodie pulled up over as if, and it looked like everybody was just showing up from the campfire. I mean, there was people really embarrassed that they were there at 7:30 in the morning at Costco buying Pokemon cards. Welcome to the hobby. Welcome to the hobby. Now, are they all scalpers? Am I a scalper? Scalper's a very overused term. Probably a little bit. If I'm buying from off the shelf of another store, I think that's textbook definition. But, I can give you lots of excuses. I'm buying for someone else. I can give you lots of excuses that, I overpaid from distribution. But in truth be have it, everyone in line up there was pretty much doing this cyclic scalping dealio. And it was, it was the traditional cringe. Not as cringy as an old guy talking about Pokemon cards like this video, but it was cringe. And what was good to see in that lineup is there were people there with their children. There were kids getting access to prismatic evolution tins, which is a really good thing. It means, the core demographic is getting some, which is great. There's a lot of people were like, can you pick me up one? Can you walk through for me? And I just didn't have it. My coffee was done. My Contigo was empty. And, it was enough. And funnily enough, they opened up the other Costco, the Dartmouth Crossing Costco, when the Bears Lake, when the Halifax Costco went out of stock. So, unfortunately, once people were done cycling through the Halifax Costco, they drove across town to Dartmouth, to the dark side, and they started the cycle over there too. So you could see people, they were walking out, dumping it in their car, and come back in. It's the way Costco has it set up. I wish they would do 2 per transaction per customer per day, and then you'd have the ability for everyday people to get some. Yes, there would have been a lot of tricksters or sneaking in stuff, but they really needed to Most of it is going to people with more than two. They're getting more than two. And there was even some Costco people who were making some comments as people were walking through. Oh, I haven't seen you yet. Oh, your picture doesn't come up. Oh, hey, I've seen you before. So they do this cycle. And unfortunately, what that does is it takes away opportunities for everybody to get some. And sure, you can buy your minimum amount and leave, but it doesn't make you a superhero. You still went there and bought it. A lot of people who are doing this cycle were doing it for friends. So their friends are now going to have the ability to get them because not everybody is up at 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday. Not everybody. It's some people are. But that's what happened. So all those people from Halifax drove over to Dartmouth and did the cycle there. So the next card shows are going to be filled with people who have tables full of these red boxes. If you see them, you know that they were there for that early morning drop of these. And they are Cosmo Hollow, so these are a really nice promo card. If you're interested, if you're an EV collection, this is awesome. And of course the tins. I always tell people the tins are almost like the collectible, especially when the arts are this good. Like it's the full set of Evolution arts. It's something else. So this is a collector's item, definitely. I wouldn't recommend opening it, but you can do what you want. There's a lot of people going to be opening. I was joking around with some of the guys on the store group discussion that I have that I'm going to be seeing these Cosmo Hollow Evolutions coming in for trade for quite a while. I still have, I think 55 of the Blastoise Venusaur from the Blooming Waters drops from Costco. I still have 55 of those singles for sale if you're looking for a Blastoise EX or a Venusaur EX from that particular box. You know who's the one to come and look for. But I'm sure there's going to be a ton of those coming in through the store from the singles perspective. People will trade them in and store credit and all that fun stuff. So, what are some of my thoughts of this? I felt when I saw it happening, I was like, I shouldn't go in. I shouldn't show my face there. It's bad form. It's it's scalper form. But no one was up in the house. I had no responsibilities at the time, and my alternative was to sit and just watch the Facebook groups go crazy stuff. And so I decided to go and take a look. I did take photos. I tried to make sure no one that was visibly identifiable in the photos. I was just updating people on our local group around what was happening in terms of stock and inventory and when it was out of stock. I think, so Costco is supposed to open at 9. They opened at 7:30. They were probably out of stock at Halifax by about 8:15, 8:20, which means they had less than an hour of inventory of Pokemon cards, which if people like me didn't show up, I don't think that would have changed it very much. I'm glad to see kids and parents in line, which means the parents are smart enough to be there, to understand what's happening at Costco, to be following the groups, to know that they're going in to get it. And the lineup, the opening, was purely Pokemon. You couldn't get into the warehouse. You were there just for Pokemon. And a lot of people were there. They were like walking around with their hoods on. I should have worn my hoodie. Walking around with their hoods on, hiding their shame. And I was talking to some other people, and it's like, sometimes you have to put your shame down when these people are looking for money, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to establish money out of this. And I think if I look up quickly, I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna look up and I'll tell you. I won't we'll see what people are attempting to sell these new boxes for on the marketplace right now in the local area. So I'm gonna hit marketplace. I'm not gonna show you guys. You see my local Facebook groups. What do we see here? I don't see any yet. I gotta type in Pokemon, I guess. So it's over. Oh yeah, they're trying to get $175 for it, so they're trying to double their money. Come on, guys. Anyway, double your money, make that cash. That's why people were there. That's why people were going through the line again and again and again. It would be nice if scalpers were, caught with their pants down. But the fact is, there's also people out there saying, I'll buy for 170. I'll buy for 180. Like, I will double you up because I wasn't there. So people are going to keep buying from the scalping, and the market, the market is marketing. It's high, and people are going to be grumpy. There's a lot of negativity because this stuff is happening. It'd be super nice if people could just buy what they want and enjoy, but it's not the market we have. Yeah, there's people with multiples available for purchase. So, sad state of affairs. Now, let's talk about the shame of it all. So, I mean, there's a little bit, I was like a little bit hesitant being a store owner, being that goofy store owner who's buying from Costco. I don't do that except if I'm going to like keep it or if I'm doing a favor. Like, for example, I still have my only Evolving Skies ETB, and it came in the Costco drop. My only 151 ETB came from the Costco drop, and it's not for sale. It's I've sold everything I got from distribution, and I kept the one that I bought at MSRP. So that's the way it goes. And I'll probably, unfortunately, I think that's already spoken for. Maybe there'll be another drop. Maybe we'll see that. I hope there's another 1,000 boxes coming to the local market, and that'll be useful for Prismatic because that is a set that is absolutely killer. But we're seeing Walmart's get Prismatic restocks. We're seeing Costco's dumping tins on the market. Hopefully they can keep going. Prismatic is now in the 151 stage, and there's gonna I think there's gonna be a lot of Prismatic between now and Christmas. I think you're gonna see a lot more boxes being available from the Walmarts. I think Costco is going to have something else. I think Costco is even going to get the Charizard UPC. So that's good news. It's good news for collectors. I won't be picking that up because I can buy that from distribution. And yeah, the shame. Shame is an interesting thing, right? You're supposed to be the good person. Everyone sees themselves as the good person in the hobby. Everyone considers themselves, I'm doing it for the right reasons. And you're looking through the lineup of people, and there was people there. There was good people doing it for the right reasons. There were people maybe quasi giving themselves excuses. Me. There were people there who were there for obvious devious reasons. They were just there because they knew it is a quick flip. It is a, double your money event. You can go in and spend $600 on a Sunday morning and sell it and end up recovering your $600 and having 600 more extra dollars. I mean, it's hard to go wrong. That to some people that's, days and days of work. Meanwhile, they're getting it done in half an hour. So think of that. And obviously they'll take time to sell, or they'll offload it for someone who buys it all. But their half an hour cycling through that line is paying off. And until that stops, the Pokemon market is going to continue to be negative as it is. It's going to continue to be horrible. And I'm not sure what's going to end it. There's talk now of everything flattening. Booster box prices going down. Ooh, wow. It went down from 500 US to 400 US for a booster box. That's still incredibly high for something that came out Destined Rivals less than 6 months ago. Pokemon has a lot to do, and if they're going to be printing Prismatic to the moon, they're missing out on printing everything else. The Destined Rivals, Mega Evolution, they gotta print a lot of Mega, right? They gotta print Mega. And we're going to see more Mega. Everything collection box, everything from going forward is going to have Mega. It's going to have the Phantasmal Flames packs in them. It's going to be interesting to see the play. What's going to happen in Pokemon? We see what's happening in Magic. So the Spider-Man collectors, they basically they ruined the rarity by taking away numbered cards. I mean, there's still the Soul Stone. There's still really hard to hit cards in that, but because of they took away what collectors were chasing, what exclusivity, status collectors were collecting from Magic. The status collectors have a big part in why things are going so crazy. What Pokemon could do to cool the market is also throw some water on the status collectors. If everybody can pull that fancy Charizard, the one that everybody loves, Phantasmal Flames, if everybody can pull it, then that's going to soften the market. So I think pull rates are probably the biggest thing that could really change what's happening. Until the pull rates are changed, I don't know if Pokemon wants to do this, but that's how they'd solve for the FOMO. If everybody can get it, no one wants it. That's how it works. We've seen it all before. Base set Scarlet and Violet. It was a great pull rate. No one wanted it. So, as people sell through these boxes that I have over here, I don't think Prismatic is going to stay low. There was a lot of discussion this past week about market versus MSRP and the local groups. What's it mean? Especially with Walmart and Costco selling like, in theory, I mean, Costco's a good deal. This is less than MSRP for those 8 tins. I think they're $12.99 each, so $13 each. The 8 of them, I mean, that's easy $100, not a $90. So these things, that's Prismatic below MSRP, definitely. If you look at those tins, they're really cool. Now, as we go forward, we're going to see some ancillary products that are going to get released. So we're going to see like the trainer bundles. Those trainer bundles don't usually sell, but I think they will in the market. I think people will see that there's packs in them and they'll want to buy them. I think what else is coming, obviously the UPC is going to be a big deal. The fact that stores are saying they're getting a ton, Walmart is getting a ton, Costco is getting a ton. We're going to see the Charizard UPC act like the Charizard UPC. It's going to become so common, so available that the price will be good. And that's a good thing. If you like it, it's time to pick it up. The Charizard UPC, the old one, the version 1, nobody wanted that. People complained about the hit rates. If you were around at the time, it was like hotcakes. No one wanted to touch them. And everybody was holding. And people were trying to sell them for cost, and it wasn't working. You could pick it up for sub MSRP, almost below market, to get rid of it. And people were disgusted with the hit rates. And what happened is, well, there was Evolving Skies in there, and eventually Evolving Skies did Evolving Skies things, and now that product is really, really expensive. With this Charizard UPC, the version 2 that's going to come out, we might see the same thing. What if Mega Evolution becomes hard to get? What if Destined Rivals are in there? And Destined Rivals does the Evolving Skies things. What if Pokemon changes it all? Prince to Oblivion, decreases the print rates, and it's back to distro prices for everything. I think people will like that, but it's going to be interesting to see if that happens, because there's so many people who have learned this weird lesson that holding stuff, you just hold it until it's above what you need. And there's a lot of people who are still waiting to buy and waiting to buy at low prices. So I don't know how this market is going to change anymore. Buy a release, guys. And if you really want if you want to open some Mega Evolution in 2 years, buy it now and put it away for yourself. You as a collector, you're in it for the long term. If you are, buy stuff you like, puts a little bit away for yourself for later, and later you can either trade it for something else, or you can enjoy it, the fact that you got it at a decent price. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Scalping, it happens. See you next time.